CIVL News on Channel 2. Today is July 21st, and this is Charlie Coffin.
And I'm Emma Eliza. We start this morning with breaking news. Confederate and Union troops have met for the first time since Fort Sumter's surrender, over 2 months later in the town of Manassas, North Carolina. There is a controversy, however. Northerners call it the First Battle of Bull Run, and Southerners call it the Battle of Manassas.
The Union troops were exhausted after their grueling march, but still tried to surround the Confederate army. However, the Confederate army held their ground and let out their rebel yell.
This was clearly a Southern win. And now we have President Lincoln on for an urgent message.
Yes, thank you, Miss Eliza. Hello, fellow Americans. I'm calling for 1 million new volunteers for the war. Yes, you heard me, 1 million. Help serve your country and fight for the right cause, the necessary cause. I have reorganized the Maryland-Virginia Line Army, or the newly named Army of the Potomac. I have also reorganized other armies to secure that the North has a strong fighting chance. Back to you, Emma.
Just getting word now that the results have come in from our live Twitter poll regarding the question, will the British aid the Confederate Army?
Okay, and the results are 64% of our viewers voted no. The reason is because of abolition opinion. England had abolished slavery in the 1830s, so it looks like they wanted to steer clear of any slavery involvement. Now we have a special interview with Union General McClellan at Potomac River. How are you today, General?
Hi, I'm good. I'm just a little tired from all the training that we've been doing. I just feel rushed. I keep telling President Lincoln, please don't rush me. However, me and my 120,000 troops are trained with world-class expertise. However, the rebel army right now is sitting at 150,000 soldiers.
How did Lincoln feel about this?
Well, he's not very happy, I'm afraid. See, there's just a terrible possibility for a great loss of life, and he's mostly mad because it costs so much to keep our army supplied and maintained. On the other hand, I feel a typhoid fever coming on. I hope this doesn't affect my employment here.
Me too, General. Thank you for being with us today. And now we have a quick commercial break, and then we'll see you back here at CIVL News on Channel 2.
Need to buy yarn for your husband's uniform? Buy this yarn.
And welcome back. Anyone in the mood for a game of Battleship? Well, that is exactly what the Union Army is doing right now at the southern ports.
Yes, it is. The North has fortified ports on the Atlantic and Gulf shores, causing the South to lose access to the Atlantic. The U.S. Navy blockaded most southern commerce, trying to limit the amount of supplies they get in. Here we have a clip sent in to us from a southern farmer, talking about how he feels about this blockade.
I believe this here thing is not fair. I'm just minding my own business trying to keep the family farm a running, but it's hard because I can't export cotton.
And yes, we have a lot to cover in sports today, or more appropriately, war sports. We first begin with the quick win on the Mississippi River to Ulysses S. Grant and Cairo, Illinois, resulting in a takeover in the Southern Conference of Kentucky and Tennessee. Next, yet another Union win on the water, this time landing control on the southern ports of New Orleans. And the MVP in this game was rookie David Farragut.
However, the Union may be winning in the water sports. The Confederacy is holding strong on land sports. Grant won 2 important games in Tennessee recently, the reckless and heartless Shiloh Church and Corinth. But the cost is high, with more than 10,000 players on each side being injured on the playing field. Next, we move from the west to the east. Head coach Lincoln counters the elite Confederate team in the capital city of Virginia, Richmond, by pushing for the Union team to play against them in an important head-to-head game. Also, another Confederate win led by Stonewall in the Tennessee Valley led to the Union teams to retreat back north to Virginia.
Welcome to CIDL News. It's July 22nd, 1862, and we've just received word from the New York Tribune. Lincoln has commented that his objective is to fortify the Union and not necessarily save or destroy slavery.
Recapping what has happened only a month into the Civil War, contrabands escaping from the Confederacy to the Union relied on coming to Fortress Monroe for schools and camps, only to have Lincoln enforce the Fugitive Slave Act. Nevertheless, General C. Fremont announced that his troops would emancipate any slave belonging to a Confederate supporter. Let's bring Lincoln back and address this conflict.
Welcome, Lincoln. Let's start out with an easy question. What exactly does Benjamin F. Butler's term contraband of war mean? Throughout this war, slaves that fled the Union Army were known as contrabands. So the escaped slaves who came behind Union lines became known as contrabands of war. So Lincoln, General John C. Fremont, the head of the U.S. Army in Missouri, has announced that his troops would emancipate any slaves belonging to a Confederate supporter. What are your thoughts? I'm infuriated by this. I believe that a decision as weighty as emancipation should be made by me. What about our army? I understand we need more troops. Is that correct? Yes. The rank of an army is steadily becoming embedded with sympathy for slaves and hatred for slavery. Many blacks are starting to fight in the Union Army. I am proud to say that Union officers in Kansas and on the coast of South Carolina are beginning to recruit black troops. I'm supposed to keep this quiet, but I'm just so happy with the approval of this from Secretary of War, Edward M. Stanton. Okay, let's get to the point. You've recently issued the Emancipation Proclamation. Tell us what exactly this means. This decree will free slaves in all Confederate states still in rebellion. I'm hoping this will resolve the issue of contraband slaves, making abolishing slavery a military goal and hopefully changing the Civil War. Northern Democrats are attacking this proclamation. They don't want to widen the war's goals. Peace Democrats are advocating to let the Confederacy go and quit fighting. Yes, unfortunately, many people are starting to lose faith in my decisions. However, after signing the proclamation, the Civil War will now end slavery. After your signing, more than 180,000 black soldiers have signed up to join the Army. And now they are fighting for equal treatment in the Army. These soldiers have greatly helped our cause. The increased amount of blacks in the Army enraged the South. Black soldiers are constantly in more danger than white ones. Blacks who fight know the dangers they face, but continue to fight anyways. Thank you, President Lincoln. Thank you.
And on that somber note, we end our show for today.
Tune in tomorrow at CIVL News for more information on the war. Thank you. No. Let me.
Sydney, just gonna be Gordon. Help serve your country and fight for the right cause. This is gonna be so hard to edit.